So again, my name is Tim Kest. I'm the Director of Student Success for Graduate Adult Education here at Alvernia University. And on behalf of our university president, Dr. Glynis Fitzgerald, our senior leadership, our faculty, staff, and your fellow Golden Wolf students, we are very honored to have you here tonight to learn more about what it means to be an enrolled student at Alvernia. Our informational hour, as we mentioned, is happening now from 5 to 6, and then from 6 to 7, we will be breaking out into some student services options as well too. Alvernia is a wonderful institution that has made its mark on Berks County for decades. And honestly, people always ask the question, why Alvernia? Because Alvernia is rooted in a deep history that is not just rooted in its educational values, but also in its spirit of service and spirituality. Here's some quick facts about Alvernia University that you may or may not know. Alvernia was founded in 1958 by the Bernardine Franciscan Sisters. It became a co-educational institution in 1972, and it formatted from Alvernia College in 2008 to Alvernia University in 2008. So we are very pleased to announce that in 2018, it celebrated its 60th anniversary. And we're heading even closer to 70 years presently. So even though we are not necessarily one of the oldest institutions in Berks County, we have a storied history of service and education. Our mission is what is at the root of Alvernia. Our mission bullets here indicate everything that embodies our Franciscan values. And also the quote from St. Francis, also I feel like says it best for all of our students here in the audience, whether you're a bachelor's student, a master's student, or a doctoral student. It says start by doing what is necessary, then what is possible, and suddenly you are doing the impossible. A mission moment is something that is highly important at Alvernia, and it's signature of all of our events. Here to offer tonight's mission moment is our Vice President of Graduate and Adult Education, Dr. Gaten Genie.
Having a picture of my head that big on the screen worries me just a little bit, folks. Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here. Just a little bit about the mission moment. It's something that is ingrained in what we do in Alvernia, and it's something that's become very important to us over our years here in Reading and serving Eastern Pennsylvania. It's something that's grounding, and it's not necessarily something about religiosity, but a reminder that we are a community and we're here to learn and we're here to support each other. So much so that we've actually published a mission moment book in its second edition. I happen to have my copy here, and I hold it dear. I scoured this book where there's lots of very poetic things you can use for a mission moment, and I narrowed in on something that is one sentence long because I thought it was appropriate for tonight. And the quote is, "Fear kills more dreams than failure ever will." And I think it's appropriate for this audience and for the students in graduate and adult education because this is an important decision. And I congratulate you all for making this important decision because you've overcome that first step of fear. Many of you, I would imagine, haven't been in a classroom in a while, so there's some trepidation. So we know in graduate and adult education that people come with certain questions, right? Do you have the program that I want? Can this degree be affordable for me? Will you take my credits? Do you have a flexible schedule? But the one question we get many, many times, almost from most of the people who come to us, is can I do it? I've been out of the classroom for 5, 10, 20, 25 years in some cases. And the answer is yes, you can. Because you have the Alvernia community, because you've got this team of people that you're gonna be with tonight, we're here as a community to make sure that you can get through. Is it gonna be hard work to complete a degree? Yes, it is. But will you have the support here to do it? You will. And we do, and I think some of you have brought your own support people here with you, and welcome and thank you for that support that you give. But you will have this whole team of people here with you along the way. So not just tonight, not just tomorrow, but through your whole experience here at Alvernia, we want you to stay in touch with us and be engaged. We think that is very important. So we know you will have a good experience. Please ask questions when you're here tonight. Remember that you're part of the community. I do have another mission moment from the book that's kind of cute, so I figured I would read it. But I think it also applies to the same theme. And it's called The Parable of a Pencil. A pencil maker took out a pencil just before putting it in the box. And there are 5 things you must know, he told the pencil, before I send you into the world. Always remember them and never forget that you will become the best pencil you can be. You will always be able to do many things, but only if you allow yourself to be held in someone's hand. You will experience painful sharpening from time to time, but you'll need it to become a better pencil. You will be able to correct any mistakes that you might make. The most important part of you will always be what is inside. And every surface you are used on, you will leave your mark. No matter what the condition, you must continue to write. So continue to write, continue to study. Welcome to the Alvernia community.
Thank you, Kate, much appreciated. And so as we consider those words of wisdom about Alvernia's mission, we turn our attention to some other important information that I think you want to know about being a first-time student, and that is your technology. We're going to talk a little bit about some Alvernia 101. When you came in this evening and you were in the registration area, you should have received a folder. Your folder has a lot of important information inside of it. Particularly, it has different ways that you will know about how to log in to different accounts. Particularly, number 1, your Alvernia University email. And you can see it for those of you that are old enough to remember. I told my daughters I wouldn't embarrass them tonight, but my dad joke up there reads "Hungry Like the Wolf" for access. If you're old enough to remember that song from Duran Duran, hopefully that lands with you. And if not, that's okay too, because I think everybody's hungry for this information. Something that's up on the screen tonight, if you wanted to take out your phone now, I think would be a great thing to do, would be to scan this QR code. This is the Student Technology Guide. It is available to you. It is a PDF, and it has all of the different things that students should know about technology access at Alvernia. It's important to have because we know that usernames, passwords, those are things that often can trip us up sometimes, right? So we want to make sure that we have all of the proper directions and information, and there is a lot to know. Rest assured, as a new student, you will have questions. So as we go through the course of this information tonight, make sure you feel free to raise your hand and ask them. We'll also spend some time at the end. But again, if you have a moment right now with your phone, feel free to scan that QR code. In addition, we also, inside of your folder, have something called a Stay Connected sheet that has basically all of the information on how to log into your different accounts. There's one side that has particularly how to initiate your Alvernia Office 365 email, and then the other side has Stay Connected information about our help services for classroom technology, educational technology, and the IT help desk. Particularly, you also want to pay attention to something called Omni Alerts. Many of you are online students and some of you are in person, but it's good to receive the Omni Alerts to know when the campus is closed due to weather or an emergency. So that is something that you want to keep in mind as well too. Again, these forms are in your folder, and this particular paper is front and back. So it has all of that information in a comprehensive sheet. New student checklist that you want to keep in mind, regardless if you're a bachelor's, master's, or doctoral student, are some of the things that I just mentioned. The Office 365, please do this first. That is important. If you don't have access to your Alvernia email, you're not going to have access to some of the other things that you need. In addition, your faculty, your staff are going to send you notifications to Alvernia email. I know myself, I do have a personal email, but I need to make sure as a student, I'm checking my student email as well too. So keep that in mind for yourselves. We talked about the Omni Alert. We're going to meet tonight some advisors from some different programs in both bachelor and undergrad that relate to grad and adult ed. We're going to talk about how those advisors, and also many of you, your faculty advisors, can help you with registration and a lot of other information and questions you might have about AU. We'll have some folks tonight from the bookstore talking to us about ways to purchase your textbooks and other materials. The bookstore is open, and you might have noticed in your folder there is a coupon for the bookstore. So you can feel free to stop in there this evening, or if you are unable to do so tonight, you can use the code that is on the coupon, and you can make a purchase online as well too. Kelly from the bookstore is here. She'll talk to you about that in a little bit. And lastly, we are going to get into some information about Canvas. That's our learning management system. Raise your hand if you've heard of Canvas before. Good, this room has a lot of hands up, I like that. So we're gonna talk about how our Canvas shell for graduate and adult education has the same information that we're talking about tonight, located electronically inside of that. So basically there are all these different ways we're giving you the information. We're talking about it, we're giving you print materials, we're putting everything technologically available to you. So there is lots of ways to find this information. Particularly our website, something to keep in mind. Every institution has a website. Ours, of course, is alvernia.edu. The particular screenshots that you have up here show you the main landing page. If you click on particular spots for resources and for current students, that is going to help you, again, circle back to a lot of the information that I just spoke about. And if you take a look here, for current resources, it'll take you. So take a minute to take a look at the Alvernia website, particularly under current students. You want to make sure that you're aware of different links that are available. In your folder, you also have something called an academic calendar. That's printed for the fall semester. Make sure you reference that so you know when all of your different semesters start. Some of you are doing full semester, some of you are doing mod semesters. Keep that in mind, okay? Other services we're going to talk about tonight are academic success. Carla's here from Academic Success Center. She's going to talk to you. Also, things like accessibility services, if you need accommodations, are important. And again, you can see this is located in a lot of different places. So I'll bring the slideshow back up now. Okay. So other things to keep in mind as a new student. You want to make sure that you get a student ID. Student IDs are going to be available tonight over in the Franco Library. At the end, we'll talk about how some of our staff is available to escort you over there if you're interested in getting an ID. IDs are great to have, of course, if you're a PhD and a master's student, if you are physically here on campus. For online students, it's also really good too for our online bachelor students because for any student, you can receive discounts with your student ID as well too. If you're gonna be here on main campus, over in the Franco Library, those that are getting an ID tonight, you also wanna get a parking pass. You definitely don't wanna get a parking ticket, right? So you wanna make sure that you do that. And for those that are on campus, if they would be going to our downtown John Post Center, there are shuttles available for that too. I don't know if that really applies to anybody here, but we like to make sure that we mention that as well too. Some other important FYI. We talked about the academic calendar. Make sure that you review that in your folder. The academic calendar mentions the entire fall semester for you. In addition, you should know about what's called the add and drop period. We obviously setting you up for success. We want to make sure that you're fulfilling your classes for the semester, but life happens on life's terms, right? Especially everyone in this room, potentially, you can have, everybody's working potentially, families, kids, I know myself. That's important to keep in mind. So know the add and drop period. It's approximately 1 week after the start date of the term. Notice how you can also check with your advisor and student financial services about making any changes to your registration. If you're utilizing financial aid, you want to make sure if you're dropping anything, that doesn't affect your financial aid. The withdrawal period is about halfway through the term. Students can withdraw from their courses without receiving a grade of an F if they do so and they actually withdraw, okay? You can still be held financially responsible if you would not withdraw. I mean, you can work with your advisor to help you with that as far as through the registrar's office here on campus. You also will receive a W on your transcript if you go that route. If you wouldn't withdraw, then you would obviously not receive that on your transcript. It would be an F. Other folks that are available tonight that you'll be able to talk to after this first hour are student financial services. They are great at financial planning. They're located over in Bernadine Hall. Some of our staff will be able to take you to that location if you need to speak with them, if you have any particular questions. Some of you might have actually heard potentially from them and know that they need to speak with you tonight. Feel free to talk to one of our staff after the presentation and you can make your way over there. It is important though, if you are utilizing financial aid, that you of course always complete your FAFSA in the appropriate time period. You always make sure that you also review and make sure that your bills are paid so that you're in good standing, so that you have access to all the things that you need as a student. And if you have a tuition deferment form, perhaps you're getting reimbursed through work, or you're working as a veteran, that's something to keep in mind. And I have at the bottom of the screen here how I mentioned that Student Financial Services will be available to talk to anyone who'd like to speak to them tonight. Also, get your phone back out for a second. QR code that's up here is for the PDF for student financial planning. It has all the information that you need for student financial services. So if you want to take a minute, anyone that needs that can do that, okay? Any questions on that? Okay, I'll give it a sec so folks can do that. And as you notice, QR codes, I think they're fantastic because then it just goes right in your phone. Everybody has their phone all the time. Okay, thank you. We're going to change gears for a little bit, and we're going to talk particularly to our bachelor students in the audience for a moment about our online bachelor's programs. This is Scott Master. He is one of our student success coordinators, and he's going to give you a little bit of information on how we support students who are here in the audience tonight who are pursuing an online bachelor's degree. So please welcome Scott Master.
Hi everyone, as Tim said, my name is Scott Master. I met most of you as you were coming in. I handed you your folders. I just wanted to say thanks for coming tonight. We really appreciate your time. So I'm one of the student success coordinators here at Alvernia, and what I wanted to talk to you about is what is student success at Alvernia? So at Alvernia, we have a strong dedication to helping all of our students all the way from admissions to graduation. We can help you out with whatever you need. So we have a dedicated student success team of a couple different success coaches and advisors as well. They can help you with any questions you need. So just as you went through the admissions process here at Alvernia and you had an admissions advisor who was there to answer any questions you might have had about the application or where to submit transcripts, anything like that. Again, we have student advisors that will be assigned to you as well who can answer questions about course registration, that's a big one, course scheduling, academic advising, and we can also help you with reviewing any degree requirements that you might have, going over a degree audit, any questions that you might have on that. And then finally, we can help connect you to different student resources. So for example, if you have a question and you're not quite sure, is this a financial aid question, or is this, should I ask my advisor this? You can always reach out to your advisor, and even if, we always try to help you with the answer, but if it's something that maybe is better suited for financial aid, we'll connect you with that office. And so our team of student success advisors, so I put our contact info up here as well, and the programs that we advise for, so you're welcome to take a moment and write this down if you want, but if not, it's going to be available to you as well. But so my name and my email, my phone number is up there, and my office as well, Upland Center 124. But those are some of the programs that I advise for up there, and also we have, let's see, I'm sorry, okay, so we have Lynn Ramirez as well. So if you're in one of those programs, your advisor would be Linda Ramirez, so she's not available tonight, but she's available anytime. If you want to send her an email or whatnot, you're more than welcome to write that information down, but it's available to you as well. And also, I put this in there as well, if you're a student, most of you I think are online or Reading students, but there might be a few possible students in here as well, then your advisor would be Cynthia Mitch. Again, those are programs, and this also, one thing I should mention is this applies to adult education students, so those of you in undergraduate programs, doesn't really apply to graduate students. So to talk a little bit more about some of the graduate student information, I'm going to turn it over to Allison over here. Well, thanks for coming, everybody.
Hi, everyone. As Scott mentioned, I'm going to be talking a little bit about what success looks like on the graduate and doctoral side. We're so excited for all of you to be here. I just want to say that we talked to you over weeks and weeks and weeks, and some of you for over a year, and now you're here. This is just really exciting for us to look out and see you here. You know, we pray over you, we think about you, and now you get to start. And I think what I hope you take from this is, like, you have a certain person to reach out to, but like, we're not going anywhere. So our role is to help transition you into school, but our role is also to help you walk across that stage. So as Scott mentioned, there's a lot of resources for our adult bachelor students, and they are just a little different for our graduate and doctoral students. So if you haven't completed your new student checklist, that's the first thing I wanted to put out there. If you need that on the master's or doctoral level, please reach out to me, or whoever your GAE program support person is. So a little bit different than adult bachelors. Your faculty advisor is typically the chair or the program director of your program. If you don't know who that is, or you would like to find out who that is, reach out to your GAE support person, which is your admissions advisor. So if I worked with you on the Master's in Clinical Counseling program or the PhD program, I'm your support person on the other side. Whoever you worked with in admissions on the grad and adult side is also going to be your support. So what can we do for you in that role? So your faculty advisor is going to do everything that Scott talked about as far as looking at classes, figuring out your schedule, maybe mapping out your whole program. You know, you're gonna work really closely with that faculty advisor along your program, but there may be some things that, you know, you think you have to reach out to financial aid, or maybe this is a billing question, or you don't remember how to get a hold of the Academic Success Center, you wanna book tutor, any of those things, you're like, I don't really know who to go to, start with us. Because just reach out to us, we're here, and we can either answer the question or help navigate you to where you need to go. So just please know that we're here as your support system moving through. I think Tim talked about accessing all of your logins, all of your available resources. I just want to mention again, because I think sometimes graduate students and doctoral students, like you were not in our traditional programs or not in a bachelor's program, you still get access to all of the things that all students do, even our online students. So everyone in here, you have access to the library, all of our gyms on campus, our late night food options. I'm gonna walk past one of those if you come on the tour later. So just whether you are here during the day or you're online or you have evening classes, like our campus is yours. So we just wanna make sure we reiterate that and you have access. And that's why we're here. So we just have a couple tips, and I think that these will apply to not just our grad and doctoral students, but I think some of anyone in a bachelor's program could benefit from this as well. So these are just some tips for getting prepared. Just some practicality. This is taking on another thing in your life that is just adding to all of those things. So raise your hand if being a student is the only thing that you have in your life. Yeah, me neither. So no one, right? So we know that, your professors know that, like I think that it's unique that our school specifically has a graduate and adult department and like a whole team dedicated to the unique position that you're in to come back and work on your degree, bachelor's level, master's, doctoral level. Okay, so like being aware of that, like we would like to normalize that for you. So if you are at any point overwhelmed with all of the things, you're probably on par with where it is. So in that stress and that overwhelm, in the beginning, create the space that you might not have already had for all of the work that is gonna require, that it will be required for this program. Lean on your peers. As you noticed, everyone in this room also has a million other things going on. As Tim mentioned, we're parents, we're homeowners, we have full-time jobs, most of us. Almost everyone that I've talked to and pulled into master's and doctoral programs have full-time jobs, and so do your peers. So know that you're not alone and that you can reach out to each other and kind of be in that together. It's one of the most magical parts, I think, of being in a cohort or being in a program like this, is that there may not be a lot of other people in your life that understand the stresses and the demands of what's going on for you, but your peers will understand. So definitely make sure that you're aware of that. And on the other side, even if they don't understand, still call in your support system, okay? Make a plan, tell people in your life that you're doing this, share this, that you're going back to school and this is what you're doing and this is exciting and you're gonna need some help with all of the other things that are going on in your life. Some of the research that I'm doing actually with Dr. Giannini is that your role as a student can sometimes directly conflict with your role as something else, as an employee, as a parent, as any of the other things you have going on, and the expectation and the want to be good at all the things and successful at all the things sometimes doesn't always happen. So, just be aware of that, normalize it, and give yourself some grace, and make a plan with that. Reach out to family members and do that, and make a plan with flexibility because life happens. And in that, talk to your professors about it. Like I said, they know what's going on. You don't have to hide that you have other roles and responsibilities. Have that be out in the open, talk to them if something's coming up, reach out to them for help. They want to see you cross that stage just as much as we do. They want to help you succeed, so remember that. And then finally, I want to leave you with just use the resources at your disposal. Use the library, use the tutoring center, the academic success center, use the writing tutors. After you graduate and you're not a student anymore, you have to pay for someone to read your paper, or you have to pay for tutoring or any of it. This is part of you being a student. So please know that is a really awesome time, and take advantage of it. So thank you for all of this, and if you have any questions, again, on the grad and doctoral side, please let me know, and we're so grateful that you're here. I'm going to call up Carla, who's going to talk to you about some of the resources that we really want you to use as a student. Are you sure?
Good evening, everyone. It is wonderful to be able to put faces to names, and we welcome you, and I'm very glad to meet you. Carla Mannix, Director of Academic Support Services for the entire university, from undergrad to PhD. Our biggest tip, every successful student has a planner. Some of you are very good at using it digitally on your phone, but if you don't already have a planner, please make sure you grab one. I organize the peer tutoring and professional tutors for the university. For your level, we have professional tutors and graduate assistants that can handle the level of assignments that you have. To make an appointment with us, you just go to the Alvernia logins page, where the second link on there. Log into your email first, and then Academic Success Center is the second link on there. It's a one-click, you don't have to, as long as you're logged into your email, you don't have to log in again. It's linked to your email account. And when you click on that, a calendar will open up. At that point, you can see all the tutors that are working that day. You go to the middle, I don't have a pointer, do I? You go to the middle drop-down menu, and you can choose your course, your course code. If you just need help with a writing assignment, this can be a discussion post. It can be help with an email to your professor. It could be help with a letter. It could be help with just reading the assignment instructions. You don't have to write a single word to meet with a writing tutor. They'll just sit with you side by side or work with you online and help you make sense of what the professor is asking for. So you don't have to write a single word to meet with a writing tutor. This includes reading scholarly articles, because reading is part of the writing process. So if your professor is asking you to make sense, summarize these articles, bring the article, you and the tutor can read it together, and the tutor can help you learn how to take notes from a scholarly journal article, can help you understand how an article is organized, so that you know what you're reading and what parts of the article you should pull out for your paper. So our writing tutors help you all along the writing process, from beginning to end, and you're allowed to meet for graduates, to meet with an undergraduate tutor, meaning my graduate assistants. It's unlimited. If you want to meet with a professional tutor, every graduate and PhD student is allowed 5 hours for the semester. Again, don't feel like you have to hoard your hours, because we're fairly flexible if you have a very difficult assignment. So you would just click writing only to meet with a writing tutor for any class, any assignment. If you need help with content, we don't have peer tutors or PhD tutors that have taken your classes, so the best person to go to at that point is your professor. What else do we have? We also have e-tutoring. E-tutoring is, other schools call it a paper drop-off service. So when you open it up and you find a tutor, a writing tutor, you can click on the white block, and then you can choose writing tutoring, e-tutoring. E-tutoring is where you just attach your draft, and the tutor will read through it and put little comments in the margin. They'll comment on the level of how your paper is organized. Do you need more details? Are you missing some citations? Are you maybe unfocused in that paragraph? Maybe you need a conclusion. So they'll make substantive comments on your paper, not for grammar and spelling. All right. Any questions about meeting with a writing tutor? Yeah?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. So my graduate assistants and the professional tutors are also very well equipped to help you what we call academic coaching. Coaching is kind of what Allie and Scott would do with you as well, but if my tutors are available till 8 o'clock in the evening, and we are open Sundays from 10 to 1. So if you want to meet with someone just to help you get organized, work on time management, how to overcome procrastination, how to chunk out your material over time so that you're studying a little bit over several days. The tutors, the peer tutors and the graduate assistants can help you with that. We call that academic coaching, and they're just general success skills. And that would not count against your 5 hours for the semester. Coaching doesn't count. That's more for writing appointments. Right. I need one question. So just make up a question for me. Yes?
Do all of the tutors, do they all have to meet in the Alvernia University, or can they meet at a different location?
If you're meeting with them in person, we ask that it's in the Learning Center in Bernardine Hall. Online, obviously. Most of them work out of the Learning Center, even when they're meeting online. Sunday hours, I think I'm going to give them some flexibility on that. Yeah, we have, we're thinking about once the library is finished getting renovated, we're going to talk about maybe having a spot in the library where you can meet with a tutor. And we are working on getting someone up in Pottsville, so you can meet with someone up there. Good question. Any other one? Yeah.
Do you guys do like Zoom meetings?
Yes, exactly. Yep, so you can click online, in person, online, or e-tutoring. And the online one is through Zoom.
Okay.
Or Teams. Good. Do you have the picture? You don't have the professional tutors yet. Okay. All right, so the reason why the writing tutors won't spend time helping you with spelling and grammar errors is because you have Grammarly Premium for free. Unfortunately, it's very tricky to sign up for. So sometimes you do have to meet with a tutor to figure out how to access your Grammarly Premium. The secret is that you have to sign up with grammarly.com/edu. And as long as you go to edu and sign up with your first dot last name, it should prompt you there, prompt you through that. Again, I think you'll get access to this PowerPoint, and when you go to Academic Success Center to the tutoring scheduling page, there's a link to a student tech guide, and there's instructions for how to sign up for Grammarly Premium on there too. The trick again is /edu, use your first dot last name of your Alvernia email, and then it's gonna ask you to verify your email. Sometimes that verification code goes to junk mail, sometimes it goes into quarantine, sometimes it goes into the other column of your inbox. So just click around and be a little patient. Might take 5 minutes to get that verification code. All right, I need one last question for me.
So to skip, do you cite Grammarly when you write the paper, or you don't?
Well, that's a good
That's
question.
a great question.
Very good question. So as a graduate and PhD student, I have activated generative AI for your accounts only. The undergraduates do not have access to it, but faculty, staff, and graduate and PhD students have it. On where it says underneath goals, it'll say generative AI. If you put in a prompt to generate something through Grammarly, you can give credit for using whatever Grammarly gives you. And it'll, if you just click, not cite this, acknowledge Gen AI use, it'll give you the citation, you just copy and paste that and put that in your references list. I do not recommend that you copy and paste anything from Grammarly. You should really just use it for process, for learning, for getting ideas, for maybe seeing how something could be rephrased, checking for plagiarism to make sure that what you have typed is not too close to another source. But I generally say never, ever, 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 never copy anything from Gen AI, from ChatGPT, from Gemini, from Copilot. Don't ever copy anything and paste it into your paper. It's really just for, use it as a tool to learn from. However, if you do use something from Grammarly, because you obviously we're offering this as a service to you, and you just really love how Grammarly has rephrased that for you, and you don't want to get dinged for using AI in a paper that the teacher has not allowed you to use AI, it's always safer to acknowledge use and put it in your reference list. Very good question. Dad is loving that. All right.
Thank you, Carla. We have a few more folks from our campus partnerships tonight to talk a little bit about other resources that are available to students that are new. From the Alvernia Library, I'd like to introduce Jennifer Luska. She's the Director of Library and Learning Commons. Jennifer.
Hello everybody, you're getting so much great information, and I'll share that this is my 6th week at Alvernia, so I'm in orientation just like you guys are, so I'm learning a lot too. So the library is available to you, the building's here on campus. Right now we're going through some renovations, and I'm happy to announce that we're moving back into the library tomorrow. Yay! So I'm all excited about that because I haven't been in the library working yet, so that's exciting. Let's see. So, thank you. So, my advice is for you to start your research at the library's webpage. And something that I've been telling students for the past couple weeks is that if you're going to do your research using the library's webpage, please log into your email first. Because once you log in and you're authenticated, then you won't have to authenticate again once you get to the library's webpage. So as an Alvernia student, you have access to the resources not only on campus, but also off campus. So keep that in mind. The librarians are usually on campus Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. But if you need to make an appointment, just like Carla said with their tutors, if it's more convenient to meet with a librarian over Zoom or Teams, we can do that for you. So keep that in mind. Another important resource we have for you are the research guides. And we have a research guide created for every major, and in some cases for a specific class. So that's a really good starting point for your research because librarians have organized that information into one spot just for you. And our contact information is also on those LibGuides. Another thing for you, we also have access to RefWorks, which will help you create your bibliographies and help you with citations. And there's some really great tutorials right in that resource, and you'll find that in our list of databases. And when the librarians aren't on campus, we have a chat with the librarian feature. So you can chat with the librarian. It's not a librarian from Alvernia, but they still have access to our resources, and they can at least get you started until you can reach out to one of us. And it's important to remember we have a friendly staff. We have guides for every major. If there's a resource you cannot get on campus, we offer interlibrary loans, so we can try to get you a resource from another library. If it's an article, it usually comes like within 72 hours. Books take a little bit longer. And my other advice with that is if you do need to get something from another library, please start your research sooner rather than later, because you're on a tight time schedule with that. Stop by and see us. We're always there to help you, and like I said, we're a friendly group. So, thank you.
Thank you, Jen. And like Jen, I'm also relatively new to Alvernia. Started 4 months ago, and it's been a very welcoming experience. So I can definitely relate to how you feel as far as being new to being a student here. I feel that what's really welcoming about this university is everybody's willingness to help and provide resources, and that is actually not an experience you always have sometimes at other institutions. And so I feel that we particularly go above and beyond for our students. So we're really happy that you continue to put your trust in us and that you are here tonight, as I've put my trust in Alvernia as well too. We have one more campus partner to talk to you tonight. Her name is Kelly Koblentz. She is from the bookstore. She is the store manager, and she's going to talk to you about all things textbooks and a little bit about that bookstore coupon in your folder as well too. So welcome, Kelly.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Fun times. Ready to get started with all of this good stuff? First and foremost, I just want to tell you, I have the utmost respect and admiration for adult learners. You have got a lot on your plate. You full-time family, working family, you trying to have some semblance of a life, juggling school in with all of it. You're completely overwhelmed. Then you go, okay, I need to get my books. Let me go to the bookstore, and you look at the bookstore hours and go, yeah, that's not going to work for me. They close at 4. That happening today. There's a solution for that. We want you to reach out to us. Tyler over here is my campus store leader. I am in the store at least once a week. I run around to different stores. You can't make it in by 4 o'clock when we close? Call us up. We're probably still going to be there. You know how much stuff we can get done after the store closes? It's crazy. So let us know, hey look, I'm not going to be there till 5 o'clock. Is this going to work? Yeah, we can make that work for you. Tyler's generally at the store until 5 if I'm there. I hate traffic. I'll stay until 7 if you need me to. I don't have a problem with that. So just reach out to us and let us know. With the textbooks are a little bit different than what you may have seen when you went to school before, right out of high school. So we do offer new and used. Obviously, that's the most expensive option. But how many of you were offered rental for undergrad before? So rental is a beautiful thing. With that there, you can get your books like 50% off, which is awesome. You can write in them, you can highlight in them. Everybody learns differently. All we ask is you leave them in decent condition, pages attached, cover attached, no water damage to it, have it returned by the books by the time that they're due, and life is good. Decide that you want to keep them, not a problem. There's an out. Come on in, we'll convert to purchase. But again, that does need to be done by the due date. We will ask for a credit card number. We keep that credit card number on file solely as collateral. If the book isn't returned by the due date, that's when the collateral gets charged. So for December, we're talking Christmas. You forget about it. You get caught up with work and the holiday parties and getting everything ready for your house and the kids, and you look down and oh, fuck. So I got my book. Call us, we'll be there, okay? we can make arrangements, bring it in, and we'll make it right. That's not a problem. We're here to help you out. Second option, or third option is digital books. Digital books has been around for a while, but gaining a lot more popularity. There is definitely a cost difference with them. They're much less. Some of them are about the same price as the rentals. If you are old school and you want to have that book, I'm still all about the book. I gotta have it in my hand and be able to see it and hold it. That's my method. If that's what you prefer, go with the book. It's worth it, but rent it. Okay. What questions do you have? Who's ready to get out of here and go get something to drink and stretch their legs because they're tired of sitting? All right, Tyler and I will be down at the bookstore. We open tonight until 7 o'clock. Stop by. We will be more than happy to walk through you how to get onto the website and what information that you need. You need your class information, what books are there, options that you have for it. Be happy with that, to help you with that. In your folder, that delightful little coupon, make sure that you follow the steps on it. So you're gonna need to enter in some information, and then it's going to email you out the barcode that we're gonna scan at the register to get you your discount. Okay? Thank you.
All right, thank you, Kelly. We are at the end almost of our presentation for the informational hour. One other note that you might want to make here tonight is thinking beyond Alvernia. Many of you are already a part of a career, you're in a profession. Others of you maybe are looking to change careers or add to yourself as a professionally developed individual. So we do have a career development center here on campus. Our Career Development Center information is listed here. The Career Development Center uses a tool called Handshake to help individuals find jobs. That's a really important tool. Their hours are listed up here on the screen. So if anyone wanted to take a photo of this, you could have this information as well. In addition, like we mentioned, the recording will be available in your new student Canvas shell a little bit later on next week, we're hoping. So keep your eyes peeled on that. And as regarding career development, it's important to also know they have in-person hours as well too, if that's something that you could make. In addition, they have other contact ways of getting associated with them as well too. So keep that in mind as you're thinking beyond Alvernia as well. So to wrap things up, yes, you have made it through this hour of lots of information. And we think that you are on your way to a very bright future here at Alvernia to really pull together everything that myself and other colleagues had said. We're setting you up with habits for success. We are all adult learners in this room, and we have learned all in different ways. We have different methods, we have different things that appeal to us, but some things have to remain true. You need to attend class. Now, if you're an online student, you're probably thinking, well, I'm online, it's asynchronous. How would that work? Well, of course, you need to make sure that you log into class in your Canvas. Make sure that you're in there in the beginning of the semester or the mod so that your professor knows that you are there and that you're getting your assignments done and completed. If you're taking a physical face-to-face class or classes here on campus, make sure that you are coming to class in person. Read your syllabus. I think everyone here as an adult learner should know that a syllabus is an outline of your course. However, I'm going to say just to be on the safe side, make sure you review that really, really well so that you know the expectations of your professors, because sometimes they like to slip in those little things there that might be in the syllabus that might not be explicitly mentioned in class, just to make sure you're paying attention, okay? Read all assigned text and ask questions. That is really important. We're going to talk about asking questions in just a minute, but if you don't know, ask. My thought for that is there's never such a thing as a silly question, because you'll feel better even if you ask it, because you might have that like kind of burning inside of you, and someone else in the room might have that question as well too. So if you ask it, you can benefit another peer as well. Taking notes is a great idea, of course, but the different ways to do so. Carla talked about the Academic Success Center. They can help you with that. If you're looking for some ways to beef up your note-taking skills, they're available for that. Time management. I'm old school. I like the paper planner personally, but if you are someone who's more into electronic planner, you use your phone, use your calendar, that's a great idea too. Dedicate your time to your coursework and your study. I know it's difficult, right? Because we all have busy lives, but make sure that you do it. And again, Don't be too proud to ask for help. Connect with some of the people that you met tonight. We're gonna have opportunities to talk after this hour, during the certain services hour. Ask your professor for help. Well, that's what he or she is there for. They are there to teach you, they're to help you grow. So ask them through an email, ask them if you're in person, ask them questions. That is the whole point of being able to be an educator, is to help people know and to increase their knowledge base. So as we wrap up tonight, before we talk about this, does anybody have some general questions? Take like a deep breath. Any questions about anything that we talked about this evening? And if you, yes, Carla, you have a question. You do have a question. Go, Carla.
Can I mention about printing?
Yes, please, mention about printing, yes.
So-
Carla has a statement, not a question. That's what I was just She has a statement, not a question.
So every student has a print, amount that they can print free on campus. It's very generous. I've only known 5 students who've ever run out of their print allotment. You can, if you're on campus and you log into any computer with your login information, you can just print directly from the computer. If you need to print something from your laptop, there's a print portal on the logins page, or you just email it as a PDF to printbw, which is black and white, at alvernia.edu, or printcolor@alvernia.edu. You just attach it to an email, and it'll go to any copier on campus. You swipe your ID card, and it'll print right out. Print BW at Alvernia, print color at Alvernia. There's a print portal on the login page. Oh, so we always recommend you print out at least the course calendar of your syllabus. And if you do get the digital version of the textbooks, many of my students will download a chapter at a time as a PDF and print that out, or print out the charts, or print out the summary page, or print out the end of chapter questions and quiz themselves. So even though it's a digital textbook, you can usually print from it the pages that you want, and that's been very, very helpful for students.
Thanks, Carla. Thanks for your statement, Carla. Anybody have any questions? Okay, and if you don't have any questions for the entire group, the other thing you can do too, some people feel a little more comfortable asking questions like in more of a small group setting, so when we break out in just a few moments, that might be the better way for you to ask questions. Think about, as we're kind of pondering and reflecting at the end here, what are some things that you want to accomplish in the next hour? Like, what do you want to see? What do you want to do? Well, our student services hour is available. I have first floor dining area. Actually, the room, the lounge that's across from our registration table, that's where you can go to meet one of our staff members. We're the folks with the gold name tags, right? Okay. You want to go down there, and we have little signs on the table with these particular options that you can go to. People can take you there, escort you. Also, there are campus maps inside of your folders, right? If you feel that, like, based on your time, we're talking about people being busy, right? Maybe they don't have time for somebody to walk them somewhere, that's okay. If you need to go somewhere on your own, that's okay too, but we are here for you to take you to the places you need to be. Campus tour is like an all-inclusive type of thing. Allie will be handling that, so she'll be at that table downstairs in a few minutes. You're gonna make your way in a few minutes down there, and you'll look for the folks like we talked about. Look for that sign at the table. Like we mentioned, Allie will do the campus tour. That's gonna sort of touch a little bit upon sort of everything we talked about, and she'll be able to show you some of the really interesting and beautiful spots on campus as well too. If you are sort of like, hey, I need to get home and make dinner because my kid has like soccer practice and all that kind of stuff, I get that too, believe me, I'm that dad, okay? Say you have a financial aid question. I know some folks were like interested in knowing more about that. There'll be somebody downstairs to take you next door to Bernadine Hall. That's gonna be Bree right here.
Hi.
Okay, that sign is down there on the table. She'll meet you down there. She'll take you over. Also in the Bernadine Hall area where Carla is. Carla's here, you met Carla, and also Scott you met. He's sitting in the back now. He got moved out of his chair, that's okay. That's all right, that's cool. He is available to go over with Carla. They're gonna be over, he's gonna take people over to the Academic Success Center, which also has some desktops, but if you have your own computer, that's fine too. If you're like Tim, I don't remember every single instruction about the login. We get that, we totally get that. You can go over there, and Scott and Carla, and I'll be over there a little bit later, we can help you get logged into your email and some different things as well too. But if you're like, hey, I got that, that's okay too. Many of you raised your hand before, like you felt like you were confident, whatever works for you. Also, Stephanie that you met earlier, she's downstairs. She is gonna be available to take anyone over to the library if they'd like to get a student ID, just like, hey, I just want an ID. I don't need anything else, but I just need my ID. She can take you over there. And then lastly, here in the bookstore, like Kelly is mentioning, her and Tyler are gonna be down in the bookstore, but Kelly and Susan, who are downstairs, you might have met them earlier, they can help you get to the bookstore. It's just right around the corner from that lobby area as well too. The other thing to keep in mind is that this building downstairs, that little lobby area where your registration was, that's like your home base. So say you go to one of these folks, or one of these places I should say, and you want to go somewhere else, come on back. If you feel like you need help finding somewhere, you can come back, and then someone will be around and they can take you elsewhere too. So we're gonna kind of do it like an a la carte type of menu if that's what you want. If you want more of the all-inclusive package, like if you're going to the Bahamas or something, you're gonna go there. Oh my gosh, they have a lot of laugh. That's amazing. Awesome. Okay. Any other questions?
I'm gonna take them to all those places.
She's gonna take you to all these
Yeah.
places. So she's gonna do like
We're
the
gonna
all-inclusive resort type of thing
Yes.
for Alvernia. Cool. And like I mentioned, there are campus maps inside if you feel like you need some help venturing off on your own. That's okay too. We get it. This is our team. There's me. I told you I was new, so I had to crop my head, which is fine. So we're thanking you tonight for your attendance and for your assistance, your attention, all those different things. Thanks for listening to all the information that we had to share, any technical difficulties that might have came through. I've been in education and teaching and support services for 20 years, and it's really beautiful to see such an awesome turnout of so many folks here tonight because we're setting examples for future generations by bettering ourselves and educating ourselves. But really, truly, this team has been really welcoming and awesome to me personally. And I know that we're all here for you as well too. So I'm being that sappy dad right now. So we're here for you, we're here to support you, and we thank you. So as we wrap up, feel free as you do to gently make your way downstairs, but I'm also gonna try to feed people. Again, there's more water, there's some more snacks over there, so feel free to grab some more even for the road. And we're around during the next hour. I'm up here too if anyone wants to ask some questions. So thank you so much.